Does soul ties automatically equal to demonic possession? Kuna mapengo zinakusumbua.
When you think of demonic possession, you know what people are thinking.
Yeah.
They are just waiting. You are talking.
Yeah, guys, karibuni sana. As you know, this is Soila and Curtis, but today's guests we have Richard and Sarah. Yes. I'm a Richie.
I feel like some duke of...
I know!
Yeah, so for those of you who may not know Richard, you've seen the video of the proposal that I did. Remember there was I had a wingman on my side who was dancing with me.
Yeah.
That's Richard. So it's official, my pastor is cooler than yours.
We're not debating.
That one has been settled.
Yeah.
So Richie is a friend as well as one of our pastors, and that's the reason I wanted him specifically to be the one to join us for the conclusion of the Soul Tie series, because I really wanted an opinion of somebody who has some authority on spiritual matters. Yeah. If you've not watched the other videos we've done on the Soul Tie, it will be of great interest if you started with those. So that, because some of the things we are going to be addressing on this video will be pertaining to you having watched the ones we've done before.
So guys, as you heard, I'm Rich, and the lady on my left is a beat in my heart.
See what I wanted him to do?
She's the pulse in my palpitation.
That's an editor.
Yeah, I know. This is how she keeps me humble.
Yeah.
I'm over there throwing a
The one that is like,
I'm gonna try.
You want to place your wife, help her.
So she's my best friend, she's my lover, and she's my wife.
Yeah.
She's Reverend Sarah.
They're both reverends. Take note.
Actually, they're what?
Both reverends.
Reverend.
Wait, so you have
How do
agreed
you
his
say
time
it?
is sleepy.
It's Reverend, yes.
No, but his time
Yeah.
is sleepy.
Reverend.
Reverend. Oh.
But you were saying Reverend. Me, I want your mother to watch this video. You will let you go. But anyways,
The Soul Ties thing, is it a truth or a myth?
Yeah, let me go first. First and foremost, guys, these two guys are very equipped in as far as the understanding of this soul tie matters. They have gone through a vigorous and rigorous foundational and doctrinal class within our congregation. So they are very equipped. We were actually even being blessed by watching their videos. Yeah, so they are very deep people.
short was a deck after this.
And when you want to know that cat is about to be deep, he brings out the hand.
And the pocket garden.
Yeah, so, and now to the question. Soul ties, are they truth or myth? Now I want to say that truly soul ties are truth. Primarily because the human being is not just the physical being that we interact with. Just as they did a very good foundation within the first video, they talked about the three-part dimensions of the human being, the body, the soul, and the spirit, and then they went even further to the soul aspect and broke it down into three parts. So I want to focus mainly on the spirit because that is the context within which the human being was created. And then the soul is what empowered the human being to unite both the spiritual realm and the realm of the physical. That is why after he was formed out of the dust of the ground, God breathed into him and he became a living soul. Now within the context of the soul, that is where you unite the dimensions of the spirit and the dimensions of the flesh. What we have done is, because we are so sensual, and sensual is mainly people who are focused on the senses of their taste, touch.
Five senses.
One thing for me.
You're like, yeah, because you're so sensual. I think we have gotten to a place where we are more focused on what we can touch, what is tangible. That's why Curtis is very good with his
hands,
with his gestures.
Yeah.
But beyond that, the fourths were able to open us up to a certain level of understanding, especially concerning our spirit man. And the reason as to why the spirit man is very critical towards answering the question of whether truth or myth is because, in as far as the creation of man, he was created with an intention of relationship, with an intention of relating with not only God but with one another. So as you relate, there is always a transaction of destiny, a transaction of purpose, and sometimes it's just temporary. You're sad, you relate, you feel happy. So that transaction is a touch point, it's an access point. And because it's an access point, when it is done consistently over an extended period of time, then it becomes a tie. So that is why the soul tie is not a myth, it's actually true.
The soul ties exist only if I believe in it, and if I don't, they don't exist. Is it only a reality in the realm of my belief? In other words, if I refuse to believe in it, it doesn't affect.
For me, I'd say they exist whether you believe it or not. That there are other planets apart from Earth. There are lots of people who think that Earth is, yes, it's the only place that is inhabited, and very many people think that there's nothing. For a long time, a lot of people thought there was nothing beyond what we knew. So, in the same way, whether you believe it or not, soul ties exist, and because their existence is not pegged on your belief. And you can't, just the same way that all the other planets exist whether we believe it or not. It's the truth.
Are all soul ties sexual?
I think I like that question specifically. I love that question because, you know, there are very many people who, out of a desire to continue engaging in sex, they want to sanctify it and institutionalize sex as much as they can. And soul ties is like something that bogs them down when it comes to pursuing their sexual desire. So that's why soul ties are one of the things that are often attacked when it comes to people who want to have sex, especially outside of the design that it was designed for. So that's why it's constantly attacked. And that's why this question is very critical.
Oh, wow.
And soul ties, to answer the question, they're not just sexual. They're not just sexual. They progress from emotional connections. That's why there's no way a spouse will just wake up one day and cheat on you. There must have been a process.
And you can actually get soul ties from other things, basically, and I love how the folks were able to explain it in earlier videos. Please go back and watch them. You can get a soul tie because it is your soul that is bonded to another person's soul. So one way that happens is through sex, because sex covers, you know, mind, body, and spirit. So it encapsulates all of the three of them. But you can also get a soul tie from things like anger, things like unforgiveness, bitterness. Because
like
what is
happening
is that you're holding them and you're refusing to let them go, such that your everything has now been merged into this other person. You're unable to think properly because you're angry at them and you refuse to let this thing go. It's your soul that is being tied. There are very many ways in which your soul can be tied.
So I like what you said about you don't have to engage in sex to develop a soul tie. So what role does flirting play? You know, this flirting sometimes in the office. You know, sometimes people in the office they call each other my husband.
My office husband.
And it's a joke, but where do you draw the line?
Where do you draw the line?
How far in flirting is it dangerous if there's a measuring stick?
Ukianza kupata bond labda. Me, I don't know.
Yeah. So you flirt until about.
Oh, don't start the flirting. Yes.
I'd say just,
Yeah.
Okay, the truth is, human beings are emotional.
Yeah.
It's who we are, it's how we've been created. We are created to relate, we are created to form emotional relationships with people around us. The problem comes is when those emotional relationships start crossing certain boundaries.
Yeah.
If you're married or if you're in a committed relationship, even if you're single, there are some now boundaries that now become a bit blurry.
All right.
They start becoming a bit blurry.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is like obvious things. If both of you are married, this is very common in the office. Both of you are married, one of you is married. Even if you're single, there's a level or a place of emotional connection that now starts becoming dangerous.
It's true.
Because I'm opening my heart to this person. And mind you, by the way, it can also be a person of the same sex without being a homosexual
kind of relationship. Yeah.
It can be me and Soila are just really, really, really good friends.
Yeah.
But there is a place where in our relationship it starts becoming dependency.
Yeah.
Like once you get to the place of dependency, I cannot do something without them.
Yeah.
I cannot, like, yes, I can't do something about them. Then for me, I'd have a red flag, even as just a friend, because I think there's a level where now we have gotten to that might not necessarily be healthy.
Yeah.
It's even more dangerous when it comes to someone of the opposite sex, because now I have a level of dependency on them, and then it will just open up a door for more things to come, and I'll never be able to know when to stop.
Yeah.
The minute now that person breaks away, then I start feeling some type of way for umeniacha na siku hizi hata huni. You see, when you start your previous sentences with na siku hizi na siku hizi hata umenitupa and other things like those. That's when you normally say here something is off.
Does having a soul tie mean that you are possessed by devils?
Yeah, you are.
Does soul tie automatically equal to demonic possession? Kuna mapengo zinakusumbua because you have a soul tie. Ama you can have a soul tie which is not right, but you are not necessarily possessed.
Yeah, I think that's also a very unique question. I like it. In the pastoral ministry, what I have come to learn is that every case is as unique as people are. But that having been said, there is the possibility of, by virtue of a soul tie, you know, a soul tie is a bridge, as you guys described.
I actually really loved that.
Oh yeah.
That was actually my favorite.
We were over there wondering, hey, how long did they practice to get that shoe?
I should put bloopers. Just don't go.
Let's move on. You do it by yourself alone. I was meant to do it there. No, please, let's move on. You'll do this by
It was
yourself
actually
alone.
really good.
It's true. So, as the fourth had a very wonderful illustration in, I think it was part 4, bridges and patterns. They had a bridge, so it's a soul tie is a transactional realm. It is a bridge that allows you to transact with someone that you're tied to. So because of that level of access, you know, a soul tie gives you free access. That's why in marriage, the soul tie is designed to empower you in your places of weakness, where your spouse complements you in her places of strength, and vice versa. Yeah, so that's the beauty of a soul tie in as far as the design of marriage is concerned. But if we go and try and establish soul ties by ourselves outside, then we don't know what exactly we are tying ourselves to.
That's true.
So we might tie ourselves to someone who unfortunately is possessed demonically. And as a result of that entrance point, you know, the Bible says that the enemy only the only thing he needs is just a foothold.
Yeah.
Just a kahak. You know, when we used to play Bano, there was 1, 2, and kahak. All the enemy needs is a kahak. So all he needs is that kahak. And when you've tied yourself to someone who is has opened their life to demonic possession, then you are also susceptible to demonic possession. You are able to start to struggle with anger that you never thought you had. And you know, these are just the starting stages until when you have completely neglected that place of connection, you now start getting things that you have never experienced before. But soul ties, in as far as the majority within the body of Christ and also within general people, they are not as demonic.
Then also, I think, just to put something in clarity, I think a lot of people, we've watched a lot of movies, the exorcism of Emily Rose and others. So when we say being possessed by demons, I think we assume those extreme cases. You know, the neck is twisting 360 degrees. Yeah, but I think demonic possessions doesn't always have that extreme appearance.
It doesn't always
So it's
have a manifestation.
A manifestation.
Yeah.
Also, I was also thinking of that when Patrick Yombanga Kanisani, you're like, ah!
It's not always like that.
It's not always like that. Even when it comes to the ministry of deliverance, it's not always people will fall under the power. It's not always that you will. There are people who've been ministered to deliverance in dreams.
Yes.
God comes to you in a dream, or someone comes to you in a dream and like heals you out of it. There are cases where that has happened before. So it's not always. You're very right in what you're saying. A lot of the times we connect. When you think of demonic possession, you know what people are thinking. They are just waiting. You are talking. No, it's not always like that. And yes, and now the flip side of that is just because there's no manifestation doesn't mean that you're not bound. Because there are a lot. There's bondage. You can be bound, and you will know that you're bound because of the way that you live your life.
Yes.
There are certain, patterns that you begin to see, patterns that don't point to freedom.
Yes.
They're actually patterns that point to bondage. That's how you know that you're bound, even if you're not, foaming at the mouth and doing all those other random things that we are shown.
Oh,
That's
wow.
very important. Does distance affect soul ties? Let's suppose I have a soul tie with Soila, which is not right, and then Soila relocates to America. Does the fact that we are thousands of continents away dissolve that distance? Does it disappear because now
We are far
we are apart?
My answer would be no. Again, back to what I had said earlier, because a soul tie is not tunashikana mikono.
something you can see physical.
It's because it's not something physical, then it means that regardless of the distance that someone has with someone else, it doesn't negate the fact that the soul tie is still because it's not tangible, it's not something that is physical, it's metaphysical, it's beyond the physical. So once you get to the place where it's beyond the physical, then a physical solution will help you. A physical solution will help you.
So in that regard, I had a similar question also. I think time would also fall under that. Yeah, let's say I had a soul tie, I created a soul tie with somebody 5 years ago. Now, does the fact that we've not been together for 5 years means it's now dead because it's such a long time ago?
You know, it's
So
a
not
long.
So long exists.
Oh, it's disappeared.
Then,
No, I like the question primarily because you find that the entire construct of bitterness is something that time does not respect.
That is so true. Yeah.
Because bitterness means that you're holding on to a grudge for as long as you can possibly. And you know, the only way it can be let go of is by simple forgiveness and letting it go.
Okay.
That's the only way you can be truly delivered.
That's true. Actually, let me just chime in. Two things. What Chichi has said is, it was like, the reason why that's such a big deal is, imagine if you have a soul tie with someone who's dead.
What?
You get?
That's
because
another
it doesn't go, and the soul tie, not as even if it's not a sexual soul tie, maybe it's an anger or a bitterness soul tie.
Yeah.
You will never see them again. They will never be near you again. Does it mean you don't have a soul tie? It doesn't. The soul tie is still there, even if physically they are no longer on the earth anymore. So that's why soul ties are not healed by time or distance, because it's something that goes beyond the physical. There are people who, you know, I was okay, I was so angry with this person, or I loved this person so much, and they die. And that's why, excuse me, that's why you, even when you're going through grieving, for example, it's actually a process, because you have to detangle yourself from that person because they are no longer here physically. So that example is just what came into my head when I thought about whether time or distance changes soul ties. It really doesn't. It doesn't.
I had a question.
Yes,
I think
yes,
in
yes.
regards to that when you asked, I don't know, now, we're talking about forgiveness. I don't forgive, let's say I have a bitterness soul tie with Sarah, I don't forgive her. And then I go again, have another soul tie with somebody else. Is it you're building on top of that? Is there a cup of unforgiveness that can ever overflow? I don't know. Is there an end? What do I, there's a word I heard that a fullness of a soul tie.
Just cascading it down from just humanity down to tribe and also now to marriage.
Oh, no.
You see the power of connection. You see the soul infrastructure is very different. You can connect with someone you have just met, just because you have a certain level of agreement. And that agreement starts opening up the gate of your heart to the gate of their heart. And once that bridge is built, you're able to transact. And if it's done consistently, you will be able to tie.
Oh, wow.
So with that understanding of the infrastructure of a soul, you know, with hands, I only have two. So the best I can do is grab hold to a limited set of things.
That's true.
But you know, the infrastructure of the soul is such that you can be able to meet your childhood friend after meeting like 1,000 people between them and now. And you're able to touch base with them.
It's true.
It's such a fondness and such a belonging.
That's true.
So your soul has a greater capacity for connection than the human body does.
That's true.
So you cannot gauge the fullness. You cannot say,
Yeah.
I'll just let
Imeshiba.
him die.
Imeshiba soul ties.
I think for me to answer, sorry, last question, I've thought of something. One of the, in my mind, a cup running over of soul ties would show up in the generations. Soul ties that show up in generations are the reason why we have wars. I have a problem with you, I will make sure my children have a problem with you. We pass it down throughout generations, and that's how even friendships on the flip side are able to transcend generations as well. I have a problem with someone who's from a certain tribe. My soul tie with this person, because of my anger or my bitterness, is what is going to make me hate the entire people. And make sure my people rubbish all those people also, because I'm like, hawawatu. You see, when you start hawawatu in your head,
it's just one person.
It's just one person who you clashed with, and if you'd have sorted out, it would have, as in it would have been resolved. But I think I really, just to show how big a soul tie can be, it's very easy to pass it down to generations. It's very easy to pass it down. It moves because it's something in the soul. It's not it's not a physical thing, like Richie has just said. It's able to transcend beyond your physical body. It means I can transmit it not just to myself, but to everyone else around me without ever having to physically being around me.
Yeah. Oh wow.
You've just answered another question. So probably we'll just touch on it because it's like you've spoken about it. And it was, do soul ties vary in intensity? Are there mild soul ties? Are there extreme soul ties?
The questions are that's why I'm like, wow, things vary in extreme.
Yeah, it's true. Just touching on it, the mild soul ties are the ones that can be dealt with within a generation. The extreme soul ties are the ones that are so deeply embedded, perhaps even covenants of blood, perhaps even sexual covenants have been made, and it can be passed on from one generation to another. You find that someone is being born and as they are born with a certain hatred towards a certain...
It's almost natural.
Yeah.
They don't even think about it.
Yeah, you know, and you know that's just one of the many things of humanity. The truth of the matter is that humanity is a flawed race. We are not perfect.
That's true.
And we are, and probably one of the greatest hindrances of our journey to growth, and as close as we can get to grow to perfection, is that place of ignorance. We don't want to think behind. We are like, I have 8 years, I must dedicate them primarily on my joy and satisfaction, and then I will just hand over. You know the way you leave a job and then say, hey, hand over.
But hand over notes.
I'll hand it over to the other people.
Yeah.
But you know, it varies in intensity based on how often, how easy it is to pass it on to the next generation.
So ladies and gentlemen, as you know, every video that we do with a guest couple, they get to introduce themselves as though they were us.
Yes.
You have to be Soila.
Do you have the TV version?
Okay, I'll be Curtis. I think I can pull Curtis off.
I'm both of you to pull Soila. It appears there is something.
Hi, so I'll be Curtis.
Oh,
But you need to interrupt me.
Okay.
This black is new. I can't believe we are doing this. How did we scare you?
Okay.
Wait.
Okay. You ready?
Yes.
You have to do something very strange.
I will do it, don't worry.
So, yeah. Hi guys. Welcome to the fourth.
It's true.
Yeah, so we are going to speak about the topic of
Cut! That's a false representation of
Soila. Ndakukuza. Ndakuexport.
Cut!
Ndakuuza.
That's a false representation of myself. That's a lie.
Eating and drinking stuff.
And then
Soila.
blinking.
Hey, by then. They're wondering, hey, Soila, what are you seeing?
Attention span.
Hey, Buzz.
Okay, no one can just stop. I don't want to kill her. I really don't want to back this. Is that observant?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You complain about the blinking. I didn't know anyone else could see about my blinking.
You blink a lot.
When I try to start it, you're talking, and then we just zoom into Soila. What is up?
Soila ukiona hivyo, she's not in that conversation.
I left.
Nilikuwa story na Soila jana. We were talking about how in the US the gun laws and how there are a lot of shootouts.
When you're coming from the
I'm in the story. Yeah. Then Soila is like, By the junction. I'm like, are you in the junction or are you in the store?
That guy knows is such a passionate.
I'm about to hit the.
Responding by Aki, it wasn't intentional.
So when you go on a blink, I know you are somewhere.
Somewhere.
I need to bring you back.